So we wanted to make sure Paul and Hio are here to answer any questions, concerns, issues, anything that you may have that you would like to ask. Right now, I think that we're proposing to do the service at 1. Is that right? 1 o'clock. So it would be here in the sanctuary at 1. The Chinese may have to slide their service back to 2:15. So they are slightly impacted by the change. As far as I know, we had talked the other day too, as the folks that are participating in the 1 o'clock service become more proficient, perhaps, in English, they will probably come into the English-speaking service. We will still have joint services, just like we have. What questions? I guess I basically wanted to make sure we discuss all of this openly to see what questions or issues anyone may have.
Sort of like what I had in mind was having 3 worship services under one roof. In other words, 3 ethnic or multicultural, if you want to call 3 ethnics under one roof. So 3 churches under one roof in a way. So I may use it as a worship and a church, kind of interchangeably, but yeah, it's just sort of under one roof. We are providing 3 services in 3 different languages. 1 in Chinese, 1 in Korean, 1 in English. Time to time we had the joint service on special occasions. They will have that. But to answer your question, the children's ministry for the English worship will happen over there. And children's ministry for the Korean group, if they build up more children, if they have more children, they are able to happen. But right now, most of the children are participating in English services, so we'll have to provide them because our children are growing, okay, as you've seen. So we'll have it over there, okay? The room is small for the number of children, and also we have to divide the group too because we cannot put all children in the same room. Yeah, that was the thing, right?
So we've got the room here, big rooms here. I don't see the advantage of going up there. And security, whether or not.
Can I respond a little bit to that? By having a preschool in this building, if we have it here, our children or their children, one or the other, will lose the ability to have their things in the room, their things on the wall. You can't take them down and put them back up, take them down and put them back up on the wall. And we wanted a place where it's just for our children. It's just theirs. And we can't divide them up in the space that we have.
What are the things?
I mean, we've got many rooms.
Well, but we have to have enough adults, I think, is one of the problems. Enough adults to be with each group, whereas if they're in a large area, they can have enough people to sort them out into each group.
One of the big things too is with the new format. Yeah, it's a new format, and one of the children will no longer be in our part of the worship service at the start. The plan is that they will be doing their own, so they will have their own worship area.
Yes.
The children will have their own worship area. They'll have their own music. There's a program, and I'm trying to remember the name of the program.
Gospel Project.
Gospel Project. They will be walking through the Bible in 2 years. So the format will be that they will all be gathered together. They'll do their own collection for
We're talking children.
We're talking children kindergarten through 5th grade. So they will have their own worship service in a totally different format. And Siobhan can probably help me answer some of the questions, because I think you and Jamie have looked through a lot of the literature.
Since we have the, not Sunday school, but the church-sponsored school here, you're talking about can't leave things in for Sunday school because of the outreach or the daycare.
That's part of it. Plus, when we gather for children's church, we don't have enough chairs for everybody in one room. And we don't, at this point, well,
Teachers.
yeah,
We're going to have more teachers up there.
with safe sanctuary, we have to have at least 2 adults. And with the way it's set up back here, if we divide the children, we don't have the adults to stay with them. So by being in the fellowship hall upstairs, we will ensure that we have enough adults there so that we meet the needs for safe sanctuary. And one of the concerns I had was just like you with security. I have been at times the only teacher back with the children. And some of you are looking around, I know you've been in that same scenario. If anything happened, I would have no way of getting a parent out of here without leaving the kids back there. So the safe sanctuary, basically the guidelines state that there are at least 2 adults at all times with the children's protection as well as the teacher's protection. So,
Children at the church,
pardon?
because we're allowing the children back there. It's children's protection as well as congregational protection
Exactly.
or the church protection. Because that will fall under our church insurance, liability insurance.
And well, Siobhan may be able to address that better as well. Now, we're talking kindergarten. The younger ones will still be here.
Who will have the other
Yeah.
volunteers?
I'm sure it's going to be volunteer, right, Siobhan?
I'm sorry, I could barely, I wasn't hearing.
Sorry.
What was that? So, as you ask questions, please use the mic, so everyone else can hear. Just struggle right away, you don't pass it back on.
Okay, so my question was, if it's kindergarten through 5th grade there, then the younger ones will still be down here, and who will be with those younger ones? And Dorothy answered volunteers, is that right?
Yeah, so that's something we were addressing this morning, because I still have one that, I keep her, I don't know if you guys know this, but when I do lessons back there on first Sunday, I have her. And when there's no one back there, she's just attached to it. So, it's easier to do lessons when she's not on me. And one of the things that we are re-angling now is if we have this down here and the position that I'm going to be working up here keeps me out of nursery, which is what I've been doing during the second, third, fourth Sundays, we can make back here a parent room. And we'll have to figure out the logistics of making a parent room, a parent that is breastfeeding, a parent that is, they have a little one that's just a little rambunctious, just that's liturgy. And they want to be here, but they can't be in here at this moment. They can go back there, the TV is back there, the monitor can be on, maybe set it up in a very safe way where it's not so lonely and valid at this age until we find someone or get someone that is available and that is willing and they have it in their heart to be with kids. Val will be up there with me and So while Fallon is going through this season of her life, Fallon and any other little one that's going through this season, they will have at least a few extra eyes to say, okay, Fallon, don't eat the crayons. Siobhan, go ahead and finish doing that thing. And then when my section of our service is done, I will be able to tend to Fallon. So the more people we get to assist in this, the easier it will be. But we're trying to work a bigger shift with the same few hands. So if that's something we need to discuss later on, and I think we're gonna address that later on. But does that answer your question, or I don't know if I addressed it.
In most places where you have this, and the growing population in children and youth, if you have down to this size here, in other words, where Siobhan, she has to take her in with the other children there. In other words, most places where she a young one, I guess, always going to be clinging to the parents, because that's the one that knows most. In most places like it, you would have one other class, you would have a nursery for the youngest ones.
They're working on that, James.
Okay.
They're working, all of that is part of their plan. Siobhan, James, and Paul, they're all working on this, and eventually, they hope that they'll have enough volunteers that they can take care of all these things that you're questioning now.
Well,
But it's a new program, and it's gonna take a while to get it set up. Anytime you get a new program.
I have one question. For these new individuals coming in here to work, they not know when to turn out the flags in the pastor's office or is someone staying there. That's not-
This is something else that we're talking, there's a trust,
I know this meeting was primarily to talk about the new worship service and not the children, but both things. I am willing and open to anything that we need to try. I really am. My concern, having been in churches where there were multiple services before, is that instead of having one body, like we just sang about, we have three, or we have. I'm most concerned, and I understand the need for the culture and the language. I understand that, but I would also want us to be very careful. This is just, I don't have all the solutions, but to be very careful to remain one body. I also have concerns about the children not being in this worship service because of the same thing. And so those are just my concerns. That doesn't mean I'm not going to support everything and anything that the body of leadership decides to do. I will. I think I will. But I do think we need to be very, very careful not to segregate groups. And then we feel like, well, that's that group. And the children are up there and they don't have anything to do with the mainline worship. I just feel really strongly about that. And I think we've done a pretty good job up to this point of having the children be a part of the worship service and learning about the worship service while still retaining their own time. I don't know that we've done a great job in the curriculum or whatever, but because we've pretty much done what we all think we need to do. But I like the idea of having the designed curriculum. But I'm very cautious about thinking we do not want them to feel that they are there but not here. And that's all my comment.
But basically, number of times that children will join this main worship, we'll call it, will be reduced. It's not completely not done away with it. We're not, I would say we just totally separate it. We're not. Time to time, on special holidays or special occasions, they will all come together as one body and have a corporate worship. So time to time, they will worship with us as an entire body. And other times, they will worship separately by themselves. Okay, so they will experience the both. That's my hope. Okay, that they will experience the worship, what it's like to be worshipped, even with adults and family, because that is important. But at the same time, I want them to feel more like a children-oriented type of worship. So I feel like always too boring. So I'm not completely eliminating that, so time to time, but the number of times the children may be in here will be less than what we used to have.
But if parents have to sign in there and pick it up there, I feel like we won't see the children. That's my concern, and I'm not against this, not at all, I want you to take.
Yeah, I understand.
I just want us to think about that, because.
Yeah, no, so time to time, like I said, the number that we are doing together with the children will be less than what we used to. Okay? That's all. I guess that's the difference. But they will be here time to time.
Mine's just a comment. We used to belong to a larger church, and my kids grew up in children's church, is what we called it, and they were in a separate building, and we would take them, and we would pick them up, but they were part of the service, like they would come and sing, and like you said, but to me, they got a lot more out of it than coming and sitting in an adult environment. They had their own Bible verses they were learning. They did have their own little tithe that they would take, and like you said, collections wherever. They learned certain songs that were more age appropriate, and so just on a positive thing for me, my kids love children's church, and I don't think they ever felt isolated or because they still came. We still saw them or whatever. I don't know about being up there. I mean,
Because of our
right, like I said, we were in a larger church then, and you had them in a separate building anyway, or a separate hall or whatever.
So basically, our intention is for them to experience what worship is, but at the same time, they will be taught with this gospel project, so that they will build up their biblical foundation. And is it 2-year cycle or 3-year cycle?
Basically 2-year cycle.
2-year cycle, they entirely basically cover the gospel, so they will know the gospel in 2 years. So basically, that's the thing. So that's the curriculum that we are planning to use. And then time to time, whenever we have a special occasions, the children will come and worship with us, and also, what the David's concern is, will they ever sing in front of us? I said, sure. And they will have enough time for them to worship together or practice together and all that. So they will be singing all together, okay? And so all those things that we've done, it's not completely we are not eliminating. We are just reducing the number, let's put it that way, okay? But they will be present, and we can do too. Regardless, we have to do something about our children's ministry and youth ministry. If you look at it, we're beginning to have your children, their children, and some of them are not here, but if you counted those who ever came occasionally, just the youth, how many youth do you think we have in our church right now? From high school to college. Not many, but I counted at least 15.
And the Chinese congregation.
Yes. Chinese about 3 or 4. Right. They just come occasionally. We just don't have anything to provide. And then we move to children. Now, all of a sudden, the number of children has grown.
Can I just say?
Thanks to Rick for natural growth.
I'm done, those.
I just want to say what Dorothy said one day. She said, we prayed and prayed and prayed that God would send children. He sent children, and then we say, oh God, what do we do now? We got all these children, what do we do? We're having growing pains, folks. And when you have growing pains, there are a lot of things that you have to iron out. And do you think that we haven't had some sleepless nights thinking, how are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? We've been so blessed that Paul and Jamie have come, and now we have Nathan, and we're looking forward to so much. By the way, I think he's going to address this, how we came by the good fortune of getting Nathan to come here and be our youth coordinator for us and youth minister, because he has some connections that we were able to do that, and the conference is going to pay.
Yeah. But speaking about money, it will not cost us anything to support those two. Basically, being able to, having our church to embrace other ethnic, okay, that is really sort of like mimicking what the Bible says, you know, what the heaven is like. So let me read that verses again to you before I speak any further. Revelation 7:9, and Deb is very familiar with this passage. After this I looked, and there before me was a great multitude that no one could count, from every nation, tribe, people, and languages, standing before the throne and before the Lamb. They were wearing white robes, and they were holding palm branches in their hands. And if you read furthermore, basically the presence of God, they are worshiping. Every language, every nation, every tribe, they come together and worshiping God. That is what's happening in heaven, what will happen in heaven. And we are having that glimpse of that because of your openness, because you have embraced me as your pastor to serve you. And I guess having Chinese, even before that, you allow the other denominations, Korean congregation, to share the facility with you. And you didn't even charge them. They probably don't let it up, but I mean, that's basically literally nothing compared to other churches charging other congregations using their facility. You are really, really generous. And then after that, because they had to move out, and then I came, and of course the Chinese could just stay at the pantry, but you said, well, why do I have to go over there? I didn't even ask you that at first, but you said, well, have them over here. Yeah, so that's how they came, and now we became multicultural. So like having the glimpse of what heaven is like. Different people. It's not just the Caucasian, right? It's not just the Asian. It's not just the folks from Jamaica or Liberia. We are all coming here and worshiping God. And that was the vision that I had a long time ago, and that dream that I had a long time ago. Somehow that I can serve the church, that we could have a glimpse of what heaven is like. So many different languages, so many different people coming together, worshiping God. And that is what I had tried at John Wesley, but they kept moving at John Wesley, so I couldn't do it. But over here we are. And because of that, we try to reach other people too, and we have Gwinnett, Georgia. Is that right? Gwinnett County. Georgia, Gwinnett, yeah. But GCCC. I like the abbreviation. But anyway, we do have Asian students over there. So I was able to tap into the what conference wants to try in the college campuses, okay? University campuses. So we try to reach college students. Well, then I said, well, we are in need of a youth pastor or children's pastor. And I said, well, if Nathan can try to reach the Asian students at campus, and that we can have him here under my supervision, then he can serve as two roles. Serve the needs of our Rock Springs Church's need of serving the youth. Okay? And at the same time, doing that, and the conference will pay for some of the expenses. So Rock Springs does not have to pick up any tab at all, other than, as you always give me, love and care and prayers. And same thing with the call, because I had a vision, then, well, we have a time, then all of a sudden, I didn't even invite, because one time, basically, can I use it as a technique? She said, because a few Koreans visited this church before, and she asked me, did you invite them? I said, no, they go to church. They go to Korean church. I said, what? You didn't invite them? And then other occasions up there, and when I'm a Korean and I invite them, you didn't invite them? Yeah, they go to other church. They need to be in Korean church. That's basically what I said. But all of a sudden, like Kevin and Helen, they're starting to come in, and some Koreans are starting to come in. But Kevin and Helen, they're going to stay in the English words because they understand English. So I said, well, nearby, we had the Korean church in Sugar Hill. And Sugar Hill wanted to be a multi-ethnic church, but they said they want to integrate. Because Sugar Hill had the Hispanic congregation and the Korean congregation and English-speaking congregation. But the senior pastor wants everyone to be integrated without even providing translation like we do here. And by the way, we're the only church that does that in our conference, providing multi-languages services when we have a joint services. But thanks to you, no, well, without your permission, without your, letting me do, that wouldn't be possible. Because of your willingness and because of your openness and love me to do those things. So I said, well, I prayed to God and I said, okay, maybe we need to have. So the Korean church moved out of there. And the Hispanic churches will be moving out of that church. So they're going to restart their multi-ethnic church. I guess it will be just their English services. And the Korean church moved to Trinity, which the conference was about to close that church. And I met with the leadership of the Trinity Church. You know where the Trinity Church is, right? Yeah, Robert Power, where he started here, he was starting over there. And I met with the leaders and said, if you just think about it, and if you move your worship time to like half an hour earlier, that you can continue. And we can bring the Korean congregation for you to do ministry together. And they said, okay, then we'll move our worship time to half an hour earlier. So they were meeting together so we can close that church conference did not till now. Because we had to look for worship space for the Korean congregation. They had to move out of there because that Sugar Hill's vision has changed. And so they got relocated. And then we are left with this void in this area that lots of Koreans are moving to. And some Koreans are visiting here, but they could not understand. So they just visit once or twice and that's it. And so, well, what if we have a Korean language service that we will be able to reach out? But within the Korean American community's growing pain is our offspring, our children. They're born here, right? They speak the language. But the Korean churches do not have, or some big churches do have English ministry, which we call EM, for those youngsters who speak English. So large churches do have that resources, but the small Korean churches do not have that resources. So they just basically left out or they go to other churches. But having that Korean language worship, we'll be able to, not only will be able to reach the Korean-speaking Korean Americans, but the area ones who speak the language of English, they can come and join our service because we all have EM, right? Which is EM, English ministry, the way we call it. And so we have the resources already, and then if we do that, then we'll be able to fill our pews. So that's my dream and hope. And then, most importantly, having not just the Koreans are not only married Koreans. They are like my children. They're very friendly, and my daughter-in-law, she's a Caucasian too, so, and that's true, yeah. But anyway, so basically we are all coming together and we have a glimpse of heaven, what heaven is like. That's my hope and dream. And
I think the demographics, the demographics, just before I bought a house here, I was a salesman here, and I got a chance to go to every business, and I took a look at, see who my potential customer base would be. And it was a very diverse customer base. I'll go back, I'll cover two things in the fall that the parent here. I believe in it, like Debbie mentioned, I'll support whatever it is for the kids. My concern, I'll call this one out so everyone knows on record, is I'm not sold on the safety of the children being in the other building until I can see an adequate security plan. And I think any parents, we want to see that. If I knock on that door, how do you know who it is? If there's only 2 people there and I knock on the door and I have an intent, how can you stop? And I'm not sure that that's answered, and that's my biggest concern. About the kids, I think they should be fed differently than the adults. I think they should be able to sing and participate with the adults. But I also understand that if you're trying to evolve, and we have a good problem, which is we're having more children. If we're trying to evolve, we need to have that specific program for the kids. They can't just sit around here and we hope that they understand what we're talking about. When we go through scripture, they won't. We've got to be able to translate it to them. And that, now, the next thing I call out is it goes back to what you're saying. Everyone here understands, I think, you need English, you need Korean, you need Chinese. But the bigger gap that I believe we ought to address is, what happens when we get new people that come in to visit? How do we know where they are in the body, in their walk? I don't think we understand that. So how do we get those folks to come back? It's probably by giving them some sort of content document around, hey, where are you in your walk? And how can we help you continue your journey? Because otherwise we're going to have 1 or 2 visitors, like you said. And we assume that they know the scripture. It could be their first time listening to the Bible, right? We've got to be able to help people understand, hey, here's where you are in your walk. Come back to Rock Spring, compare it with so-and-so to help you continue that walk. Maybe the reason why you visited is to get fed, or maybe the reason why you visited is because you're having a challenge, or maybe the reason why you visited is you're new to the area. And so we got to figure out whether it's Korean, English, Chinese, why are they visiting, and what can we do to help them feel more comfortable. This morning I was talking to Dorothy and the rest of the gang back there. One of the things that I like about Rock Springs, it's a family. My kids run around here and they can speak to practically anyone. Right? It's a family, and I think we ought to make sure that whatever we do, that doesn't change regardless of the culture, regardless of the age and gender. We've got to carry that through. So, Nathan, welcome. Paul, I think you guys are doing good work, but we've got to make sure that the safety of the children are first, and we've got to make sure the security up there is top shelf. Otherwise, I just don't believe I can buy into something that I can't see. That's just fact. I'll support it in my church. It's Rock Springs, not really. But again, one of the bigger challenges I see in churches in general is that we have a hard time identifying where those people are when they visit. I think we can give them a way to stick with us if we can figure out what they're looking for, what kind of food they need.
Preschool.
The preschool, that is being preschool, we use it for dividing up the children in the existing rooms back here. They continue to put up, take down.
And then one room, the size of the room is not common.
Divide the children.
No, I mean for the-
You don't have that problem. But in case you're a 50-year-old, they don't have a 50-year-old. Gain something from it, you want to leave. Figure out how bigger rooms. Well, you got one big room there. So I don't see how many years there. We're going to resolve that. But the point being is that when we continually put stuff up, take it down, because preschool, that I can understand is now and up there, but we didn't want to have all these kids, different age groups in a room.
But after they have a moment of worship, they'll also divide into the major appropriate group. So for the next teacher,
I think that it might be helpful if you could see what Jamie and Paul have done. If you could see it like they showed us, that would help you. And maybe we could set up a time. Today's not the time for sure. But remember this, that preschool is not just something here. Preschool is a ministry. So in addition to our 25 kids, 20 or 25 kids here, we are actually reaching 60 kids through preschool.
That's something, I mean, we may just see it as preschool, but I'm telling you, it's a ministry. If you ever come and see what they're doing here, some of the kids in preschool never hear the name of Jesus except in this building, at preschool here. You can ask Louise. Some of them have never even heard about Christ, and they come here and they're being fed. So it is a growing pain problem because we can't do away with one just to satisfy the other and vice versa. We have to do both. We have to find a way. Yeah, well, I know you're not, but that's what I'm saying, the difficulty in accomplishing what we want to accomplish for our kids, it makes it more difficult because we do have preschool. And
The whole program, maybe if we knew more about what it was going to be and what it looks like in y'all's minds, we haven't been in the planning, so we don't really know. I do think that would be helpful to educate. The safety concern is something else altogether. That's got to be
That's
done.
the big thing, by the way, at the meeting with Siobhan and Paul and Jamie, the first thing out of my mouth was, we gotta work on safety. We gotta be sure, Paul said, we are very aware. We're very aware that we've got to be very careful and that safety is a concern. So all of those things are being considered, and it's hard. It's hard when you're changing from one place to the other, but all of those things have been forefront in your mind. They're not just putting the kids where we don't know what's going on. We're very funny about our kids. We've got to be sure that they're safe. We've got to.
Okay. It's just food for thought. It hasn't got anything to do with nationalities or anything. In the old days, very, very old days, we had vacation Bible. I realized that was only for 1 week, and it was food and all that, but we had a tremendous turnout. I just want somebody to tell me what happened to that.
Well, they're going to do
Paul's working on
Paul's
that.
working on it.
We will have a big yes, so.
Somebody tell me.
We will definitely do the DBS, and then I have done that for like 2 times. We will do the big, it was really successful. And then we are not aiming for the like mega church like DBS. We're going to just step by step, and then we do what we can do. And then reason that actually we set up there, and then more making the like systematic. Of course, we're gonna extra careful about the security issues. So the more we go there, then we'll do all the paperwork there, check in and out, and then just make sure that like, parents pick up and every like security system will do it. And also, reason that we actually build up the special program and then really big space. There are actually 3 reasons. First one is what kids like, and then how kids remaining to stay here. But because unless they're not interested in, nowadays kids are really picky actually. Not really, I mean, we gotta understand that. So we do BBS and we do Fall Festival, but the thing is that we need to get results, which means we need to make them to come back here again. Then we need a system, and we need a special thing. That's what we're trying to do, invite them, not many. So, yeah. So definitely your question, we'll do BBS, and then we'll do BBS, and then, yeah.
Since I'm supposed to be a trustee this year, and I don't think it's trustees or councils supposed to think. You have some people have groups meeting here.
That's the worst, to believe it or not, all of these things that we discussed have already come up. And that's the reason we're here today, is to let you know what's going on, and that all of these things have come up, and they're in the works. We are, and we definitely share all of those things. The main thing today is that we give all approval
To start that other worship service, we need to give them, we need to say whether or not we are in agreement that that's okay. Now, the time issue has been my problem, because I've been worried that there won't be enough time. You know, Heo tells me I worry too much about things. So we're going to try 1 o'clock and see how that works, if it gives everybody enough time. Yeah, for that service. But today, I'm making a motion that we allow him to try this. Heo said in a meeting when we were working on the children's thing is, you have permission to fail. In other words, if what we're trying doesn't work, we step back, look at it again, and go again. If it doesn't work out the way we want it to, we'll look at it again. You know, it's not a one time. If you fail, that's it. We're the church, and we're growing. We're trying to be the church of God that welcomes all people into this community and this church, and we can all worship and be together. I'm telling you, I've made wonderful friends since we've been doing this. I love it. I love getting to know people from other areas. We've got a lot to be thankful for. We got a lot of work to do, and it's going to take time, and it's going to take a lot of effort. Please be with us on this, but I make a motion that we allow that service at 1 o'clock.
All in favor? All opposed?
I always have a question, because I can't remember what, so so this is council meeting to discuss moving forward, but now besides council is this type of thing where we discuss what the council is saying, okay, to do, should we have a church conference so that the rest of the members know what's going on and can voice their opinion.
This was an open meeting, everybody was invited, and to be honest, I had not planned on addressing the children's ministry at this point. The purpose of the meeting, the only thing we had on the agenda, was to talk about the new worship service, because they wanted to get started with the worship service. So the intent of the meeting was, several of us had already discussed it. Theo was ready to move forward. This was to be an informational type meeting that the entire congregation was invited to address concerns. I personally think we may need another meeting regarding the children. Sounds like we still have a lot of open issues. I did not come prepared to share the agenda, the information for that. So there's a lot of discussion and concern. We know we have to do something with this precious children. And
Well, that's one reason, because do this and have notice and be able to fund it. You need the congregation that notice call, if you had to do all church conference, so I know they were invited to stay, but trying to get it where, or else make a newsletter to all the ones that are members that don't, not able to make it where they understand what's happening, what's going on.
I understand your concern. That, again, was the purpose of the meeting today, was so that you would know when we're asked to leave by 1 o'clock, and so that we can move forward with another worship service. So it sounds like we have approved the motion, so to allow Paul to move forward with the worship service.
Doesn't seem like a downside, but I think the community that we live in, this is an opportunity for us to get and continue to evolve. So I look forward to it.
Thank you all for all your comments. Leo, would you close us in prayer?
Let's pray. Our gracious Lord God, we give you thanks for giving us the issues, the kingdom issues that we need to deal with. And you have given us wisdom. You have given us a green light for us to move forward. If we trust you all the way, with all our heart, whole hearts, and we acknowledge you always, that you will guide us and direct us for this new worship, and for the children's, youth, for our church to be the church that you want it to be. So God, we thank you for your people who are willing to try for our kingdom's sake, try anything, and giving their support. God, I thank you and bless them. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you all.
See ya.